Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel where we live, laugh and love, because life is for the living. I keep telling you this and I'll not tire to tell you this. If you're new to this channel, kindly consider subscribing, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you. It is your click that literally keeps me pushing, and by the way, thank you for stopping by, thank you for passing by. I appreciate that so much. So today I'm actually headed to the doctor's appointment. Like the last 3 days, I kid you not, the last 3 days have been like so crappy. Like I've been having the worst kind of flare-ups, and I thought I could manage with the painkillers, but hell no. Nothing was coming, so I was like, okay, it's high time I visited the doctor. So I've been going to the doctor for like the past 2 days, just trying to minimize the pain through a process called acupuncture. I tell you, seriously. But anyway, that is chit chat for another day. If you remember clearly, like I did a video some time back on how I was diagnosed with endometriosis and all that, but I just realized that I left you guys hanging so bad. I didn't even get to tell you what endometriosis is, like how I've been coping up with life, how this thing has just truly been eating me up. I did not. I left you hanging. I decided, let me just do this video because again, I've been getting like a number of DMs in my inbox, like trying to, ask me or everything about endometriosis, things about endometriosis. And I just realized I wasn't the only person in this world suffering from endometriosis. Apparently, so many females are going through this, but they are not quite aware of what is happening to them. As I told you earlier in the previous video, kindly get checked so that they are able to give you a proper diagnosis, because you may think you're having endometriosis, but in real sense you're actually having fibroids. Anyway, I'll just go straight to the point and let me try to define what endometriosis is. Remember the last time when we were having this discussion on my previous video, we reached a point where now the doctor was trying to explain to me what really endometriosis is, because I kid you not, I had no clue of what, like I was literally hearing that word like for the first time ever. So the doctor was kind enough, he was patient enough, and he was like trying to explain to me in the most simplest of terms what really endometriosis is. So I came to understand that endometriosis is actually a disorder whereby tissues that normally line the uterus decide to grow outside the uterus, and by extension these tissue cells tend to attach themselves to other organs of our body. And you'll find that most organs of the body that are prone or likely to get attacked by these tissue cells include like the ovaries, the fallopian tubes, like basically just the general reproductive organs. So remember, these tissues are just but a replica of the real tissues that are found inside the uterus. So what happens is these tissues now, how can I call them? These tissues muito. Yeah, these tissues muito, let us call them that, tissues muito. Now you'll find that these tissues muito will still mimic what happens inside the uterus. So you understand the whole biology process until when one gets to menstruate and all that. So when you are menstruating, these tissue mutus are also menstruating. The only difference is these original tissues and all that, the shedding and all that thing, blah blah blah, there is an outlet where this blood is cast. For these other tissue mutus, there is no outlet where they can shed off the blood. So what happens is they form something like a sac where they shed the blood inside. So these sac-like things usually hold up this blood, and that is why when you go to the doctor to get checked, the doctor a good number of times will tell you, I see like a chocolate cyst. Now these chocolate cysts are actually is actually blood that has no outlet, so they've just formed an outlet where they can shed off. So this sac fills, another one forms and all that. So when you go there, you'll be told you have like either a chocolate cyst or multiple chocolate cysts. Basically this is just blood zenye hazina mali ya kwenda, and they just have to find a way mahali they'll just deposit themselves. Endometriosis is quite complex. Now endometriosis a good number of times is confused with fibroids. Now these are two different diseases, and they're so distinct, though the symptoms are a bit related. Actually, not even a bit, I think the symptoms are almost similar, and the only way to get a correct diagnosis is when you go to the doctor and they run the necessary tests and they do the necessary checkups on you. That is when that is the only time they can distinguish, like, if you're having endometriosis or fibroids. So basically for fibroids, like, we have these abnormal cells inside the uterus. Now these abnormal cells facilitate the growth of a tumor. So these tumors are actually non-cancerous, and they are further accelerated, or rather they rapidly grow once they encounter the estrogen hormone. So that is basically the difference between endometriosis and fibroids, and their cure is actually quite different. However, the symptoms might slightly be the same, because I've had friends telling me about their symptoms, and when I look at their symptoms and I look at mine, they tend to kind of somehow be in tandem. So for me, I'll give you like some of the symptoms which I experienced that now led to me getting diagnosed with endometriosis. One of them, and this is one of the major symptoms that, I don't know, it just strikes: too much cramping. Cramping is fine, but now when it becomes too much to a point that it hinders, or rather inhibits, your daily activities, then that becomes a cause for alarm, and it's high time you actually get checked. Well, another major symptom usually associated with endometriosis is just pain around your pelvic area, and you find that the pain is so excruciating, like it just cuts you through like a blade. I don't know if you understand the kind of pain. If you don't have endometriosis, probably you will not even understand, but the pain is just normally out of this one. But then what really causes this pain is actually inflammation as a result of the shedding of the tissues. Easy tissues, well, when they're shedding, there's usually some sort of inflammation, and yeah, the pain is just usually unbearable. You can imagine unanyesha normal, so like you're having pain times 2, because hizi zingine, kumbuka hizi zikished, the original ones zikished, hizi pia zina shed, so it's like you have like double pain. That is why endometriosis is usually that damn painful. And then there is also the back pain. I tell you, and back pains and endometriosis, utadhani ni mapacha, and you'll just feel like your back is literally cracking. And then there is also this position. Different people with endometriosis will tell you like the different positions that will probably help alleviate the pain. Like, there's some people lying down, maybe you might work for them. As for me, I normally sleep as if I'm crawled up, ni kama I'm crawling, you understand, but nimejikunja tu. So for me, that is usually helps. So ukipata nikiwa nimelala in a very funny style, don't worry, it's just me trying to work out on the pain with my endos. Another one is like painful intercourse, like pain during sex. Like, you see the people enjoy sex and all that, and you find yourself like you're in a position where you do not enjoy sex as a result of pain, like physical pain. Then I think that is a reason enough that you should actually get diagnosed. I was told that sex should be enjoyed, and if you find yourself like you're not enjoying sex because of the pain, I think it's just good you visited your doctor. Another symptom is heavy bleeding, like serious heavy bleeding. Well, that might or might not be a cause of endometriosis, but again, there is no harm in getting checked. You can actually just get checked and confirm if you are okay. Another symptom is nausea. Actually, personally, I have like the worst kind of nausea. Like, you just feel like vomiting all the time. You eat food, you feel like you want to vomit and all. But then this one mostly happens when I'm ovulating, when I'm on my menses, and then it just becomes so bad. And then again, I usually have flare-ups. Like, the past 3 days have been the worst. Like, I've been having like the worst kind of flare-ups, and yeah, that is the time you just feel like you want to be alone. You just become easily irritable, and people might not really understand you, because at that time the pain is actually so intense, and I think like pain just sets you off in another mood altogether. it happens to me all the time. When I'm in pain, I just want to, have some me time. Like, I don't want to talk to people, I just want to remain me and me and me and me. So yeah, people by there with the endometriosis are viewed as a bit irritable, not because that we want to, but I mean the hormones are at work and we have no control over that, so you just have to bear with us. Some people will also experience painful bowel movements. Well, I really haven't experienced that, but from a friend I was talking to who also has endometriosis, she was telling me she has really painful bowel movements. So yeah, I guess that is also a cause. And then again, I have flashes. They are not so good. Like, you can just be okay 1 minute, you're terrible the next, and yeah, it's just a way of life, and you just keep moving on. So see you in the next video, and probably we'll be talking about the root cause of endometriosis and some of the possible cures of endometriosis. I'm still doing my research, so yeah, I'll get back to you when I get answers to this. So until then, kwaheri, bye bye, thank you. I'm actually headed to a doctor's appointment, as I told you earlier, so it's already 9:30. Yeah, I think I'll make it on time. So yeah, thank you for being with me. Kwaheri, bye bye, till next time, bye.